think that this is the beginning of a very exciting vlog. So we're gonna sit down and chat, and I'll tell you why it's so exciting.
I never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes.
Okay, so we're nice and cozy on the couch right now. And I figured that I should probably start this video now in case everything goes right. But yesterday we put an offer in on a house and the offer was accepted. And so we have a lot going on and I'm very excited to take you guys along with me on the journey. It's gonna be crazy. So let me tell you kind of about how we've ended up here. So my husband and I have been talking about moving and purchasing a larger home for a few months now. We crunched the numbers, talked to the people we needed to talk to kind of give ourselves a timeline, and we came to the conclusion that like we can just kind of be aware of the market and check to see if things are popping up, and if something's interesting we should go look at it, because if the perfect house were to come onto the market we would be good to go. So this house popped up on the market over the weekend, and right when I looked at it I was like, wow, stunning, but like so far out of our league. But my father-in-law is actually our realtor and he's like, you guys should go look at it. And I was like, okay, well, why not? You know, might as well just go look at it. And literally as we were driving up to it, I was like, I'm already mad. I was like, that's what I told my husband. I was like, I already know I'm gonna love this house and I don't know if we can get it, you know? I was like feeling the disappointment already, but it is truly a special, special home. It is 15 minutes from where we live, but it's a little bit more out in the country, a little bit more remote. So like distance wise, it's about like 9 miles from where we live, but it's only a 15-minute drive because, you know, the country roads, you drive so fast on them. And we kind of always had this dream of living somewhere that feels like you're really far away even though you're not. And those types of properties do exist where we live in the Chicago suburbs, but they're oftentimes like so expensive because of course everyone wants the commodities of, you know, urban living, all of the stores, but you still want to feel like you have your privacy and a chunk of land and all that stuff, especially nowadays. Like I think that the concept of homesteading is so popular. So I kind of like always wanted that, but I just didn't know if it was like a realistic dream to have for us financially. And so we saw this house, we decided to put an offer in on it and just trust that if this is what the Lord wants us to do and wants us to have, then the people will accept our offers. The market is crazy where we live right now, and oftentimes there are multiple bids on a home within one day of listing it, and so there's often bidding wars, all of that kind of stuff. It's really not a fun market. We went back and forth like, should we buy right now because interest rates are so high and there is very little inventory. But with the research that we did and the advice that we got, we concluded that it was better to buy right now when rates are high, because when the rates drop it's going to be even crazier, and then the chances of us being able to buy our dream home would just plummet. So here we are, and they had multiple offers on the house that were all pretty much identical, is what they told us. And so I felt nervous about it, you know, like it just was a really big choice. It's going to be a really huge life change for us, just living that type of life with more land to take care of and a little bit further out from town than we're used to. It felt like God picking us, because my husband and I were both pretty much convinced that like we just weren't gonna get it. And so here we are, and we have our offer accepted. We're working on some details that are a little bit complicated because we want to keep this house that we're currently living in right now and have it as a rental property, but getting approved for 2 mortgages is tricky, especially because I'm self-employed. I own my micro bakery and also do like social media content creation, but I've been doing that for just about a year, and they can only count it as income if you have 2 tax returns, and I only have 1. So there are lots of details that still need to be ironed out, but it's looking hopeful. Today is Monday. Our inspection's on Wednesday in the morning. The house has already gone through an inspection because somebody before us tried purchasing the home and then ended up backing out, but it passed that inspection with flying colors, and so everything should be good. So we're just working on the details. We have to find renters before we close on June 24th, which is going to be crazy. We just have a lot of moving parts that need to work out for us, and so far it just feels like the Lord is like paving our path and making us feel like this is going to happen. We have some leads for people who might be interested in renting, so that's very exciting. But now to tell you about the house, obviously eventually I will show you bits and pieces of it. I will likely never do like a full home tour just because that's a little bit too private for me, but you will absolutely see lots of the house, and I'll be able to share lots of the highlights with you guys. So it's on just over an acre of land. It is a stunning property. The people who currently own it that are selling it have taken immaculate care of it. It's been professionally landscaped and it is just stunning. So these two pieces of paper, these were like left at the house, and so like this is a map of the property, and then on the back they have a list of every single plant on the property, where it's located on the map, and like some details about it, and even maybe where they purchased the plant from. And then this sheet, which my husband was very excited about, this is a list of all of the birds that they see on their property, and then these are photos that they have actually taken themselves. So they just really care about their house, which we love. It makes us so happy, but it's going to be a lot to take care of. There are 3 apple trees, 3 different types. There's Honeycrisp, McIntosh, and Jonathan apples on the property. And then on top of that, so it's a little over an acre. They've only fenced a portion of it. And within that fence, there's a hot tub and a pool, an in-ground saltwater pool, which in all honesty, I wish that the pool was not there. I'm not really a pool girl, and I don't really care to take care of a pool, but we'll see how it goes. There's not really anything we can do about it at this point, and it was not a good enough reason to not buy this house. And then the hot tub, the owners just want to leave it there. They don't want to take it. They're moving to Colorado, and they just want to keep there. That I am not mad about. I am not mad about having a hot tub, but it's just like wild, you know. It is an insane property. And the reason that it was within our budget, because I feel like I was actually like telling my husband, I almost feel embarrassed to show people the property because it feels like overly extravagant, and I am not really one to want to like flaunt like all of these big things. Just makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable, to be honest. But it is the Lord's blessing over our lives, and I'm so thankful for it. But the reason that we could afford this property is because, number one, it is a little bit more remote, so that's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And second, it was built in the 70s and it has not been updated since then. It's been maintained perfectly, but like the kitchen is straight from the 70s, the bathrooms are straight from the 70s. Like the master bathroom is, first of all, tiny, and it's pink, like pink counters, pink tub. It is a sight to behold. So there are some quirks about it, and obviously we're going to need to make it work for my bakery as well. So there's just going to be a lot of things that we're going to need to do for it to fit our family well, but they're all generally cosmetic, right? So we can update kitchens, we can update bathrooms. And so that's the update. We're waiting for the inspection, which will be in 2 days, waiting for the loan details to be ironed out, looking for renters, packing up my house, trying to figure out like what to do with my business right now. It's just a lot, but I wanted to share the update with you guys. So hopefully this is a really fun and exciting vlog. I think that I'll just kind of take you guys along with us on this process of packing up our home and moving into a new home and all that kind of stuff. So I will see you guys next time. Hello, good morning. It is Tuesday today. I filmed that first clip you guys saw about our whole house situation yesterday. I just felt the need to word vomit a little bit and tell you guys what's going on. So today we actually have somebody coming to look at our house to potentially rent it, which is really exciting. We would love to have somebody rent our home like as soon as possible once we move out. I mentioned yesterday, I think our closing date is the 24th of June, and right now it's May 21st, so we have like a month. So if this were to work out, we're praying to the Lord that it would. That would be like huge to already have somebody, but that means that today I'm like trying to get our house ready. We were not really in the market when we decided to put an offer in on this house. Like we were like peeking and like looking at houses every once in a while if something piqued our interest. But I think mentally, both my husband and I were like, we probably won't move for like a year. That's just kind of like what we were telling ourselves. So our house is definitely not totally ready. Like we're very tidy people, but you know, we live in this house and I'm a very busy person. And so there are just things that have gotten left behind and not prioritized as much that now need to be prioritized because somebody's going to go open up my closets and look to see how big it is. And it can't be an absolute total mess. So thankfully, my sister-in-law, she's here today to help me with the girls and just some house projects. My husband normally works exclusively from home, but today he's actually in the office in Chicago, of course, on the day that we're having somebody to come look at our house. But thankfully, my sister-in-law could come to help me out, get this place ready. Last night, my husband and I deep cleaned our basement. Our basement is unfinished, but that's where the washer and dryer is. There's actually a bathroom down there as well, a finished bathroom. And then we have a little TV space that we literally never use because we never clean it, and so we never want to be down there. But we have to be able to show this to people and feel proud of it. So we took care of that last night, and actually it felt like a burden lifted off my shoulders. I didn't realize how overwhelmed I was by that basement until it was clean, and I was like, wow, I can walk down here without feeling like I need to put shoes on because I'm afraid. So we'll see how everything else goes today. But yes, so I'm cleaning up the kitchen right now from breakfast. It's 9:12. And then we're just gonna do some organizational projects. Again, just closets that have gotten messy, do some decluttering. I'm ravagely, I am in a rampage throwing things away right now because I'm I don't want to bring a single thing to this new home unless we love and use it. I've always been kind of a minimalist. I have a minimalist mindset at least, but you just accumulate so much stuff as a family. It's crazy. When we moved into this house, we probably had half of the stuff that we do now. It's where did it come from and why do we have it? I don't know. But I'll let you say, we're just doing little projects around the house. I've mentioned before on my channel, I also own a sourdough micro bakery. So every single week I do one large pickup from my home where I'm baking 50 to 75 loaves of bread along with cookies, scones, pizza dough. And so tomorrow is my big prep day. Thursday is my bake day and pickup. So we just have a lot going on, but we're going to accomplish it this afternoon. I need to make all of my scones. I've already pre-measured all my flour for tomorrow, so we're doing good. But let's get to work. This is such a random hack, but I oftentimes vacuum my dining room table because it has ridges in it and food gets stuck in it all the time from our kids. So it's just way easier to vacuum up the mess sometimes, so we're gonna vacuum the table. Time for a quick little update. We are packing today. Today is the first full day of packing and it's going well so far. We also have a signed lease for our current home, so our tenants have signed everything and sent over their security deposits and all that stuff. So it's honestly smooth sailing from here, which is so exciting. Also just so crazy how God keeps aligning things to work out for this move to happen. Our neighbors across the street offered to let us use their driveway for my weekly bread pickups. So even though we're moving, we'll have a pickup location still right here, and we'll offer porch pickup at our new house. And then I also just got off the phone with one of my customers who lives another town over, who buys from me every single week, and she's so amazing. And she offered to let us use her driveway for a pickup location as well. So when we move, it's gonna be like crazy. We're gonna have 3 pickup locations. It's just, yeah, the Lord is doing a lot of amazing things. So I just wanted to give you guys the update, and we're gonna keep packing and keep going. We have 2 weeks to pack up this whole house and get it ready for our tenants because we have a vacation and other things going on. So really we only have 2 real weeks to get this done. So let's get to work. This is my apology clip for anybody who's been watching my videos up until this point because the audio was not good. But now it should be fine. I fixed it. I figured out what the problem was. And we're putting this in. We're moving on. It will be better from here. We can only go up. So here's the thing. I filmed that last clip that you saw and then just craziness happened. I filmed that last clip on Saturday. It's currently Monday morning. Right after I filmed that clip, I actually ended up needing to take my husband back to urgent care because of his concussion. He is doing better now, so that's good. But I just did not get a chance to film anything else. I'm currently at the new house. I have someone watching my girls today, which is so sweet. Our church community has been so amazing, just coming alongside us as we prepare for this move on Saturday while also having my husband out of commission. So I'm going to be spending the day painting today. My father-in-law and my brother-in-law are putting up a fence in the backyard around our pool. So there's going to be lots of good stuff going on, and I'm excited to hopefully start bringing you guys along a little bit more. We've made some good progress on the house. We're painting most of the walls in the house, either because the color was just not great, or a lot of holes on the wall that needed to be patched, so that it's like if you're patching holes, you also need to paint. So most of the walls are being painted, and unfortunately a lot of the walls had like super either bright blue or dark blue, and so like some of the walls have literally needed 3 coats of primer, which is just the worst. Priming is the worst because it feels like you're doing absolutely nothing. So we finally got to the point where we're actually painting, which is super great and very exciting. So I am going to turn this camera off and get to it.